Foreclosed, which is the exhibition at the Museum of Modern Art that subtitled Rehousing the American Dream, folds a number of different aspects of the Buell Center's programming and mission together, specifically the idea of an American architecture.
The Foreclosed study that the Buell Center conducted for almost 2 years with a group of graduate students identified suburbs that might be, in turn, concrete study areas for architectural, urban, landscape, transportation projects.
So it was both a project that was very theoretical in terms of imagining possibilities, but at the same time where the practice of making it work sort of came into play. So we really ran financial models, we designed how the ecology of the site would work with the kind of living and the housing, and how would you kind of reimagine them.
The power of architecture to make images that fire up the imagination is embodied, as we know, in models, increasingly in digital imagery and film, and in the old methods of rendering. The exhibition uses all of those techniques to create a very sort of rich sensory environment in which you visit 5 possible alternative suburbs that are still recognizable as based in real places.
Contrary to a commission, we're not asked to provide a kind of solution but rather to open up the question even more and to make some of the fundamental issues kind of visible, and to really project possibilities that are problematic, not pragmatic, that are even utopian in a sense.
It's also an invitation to discussion. This is one of the reasons why Reinhold Martin and the Buell team structured the background report in the form of a Socratic dialogue. It's almost like a kind of Columbia University core curriculum taken into the museum.
One thing that architecture is good at, and even architecture that is not built, you could even say especially architecture that is not built, as long as it is represented and made public in some other way, is generating debate.
I think Foreclosed is really hopefully reopening the conversation about the kind of suburban landscape, which is not even that American anymore. It's really been exported now, so it's a kind of global issue as well.
One of the things that I don't think is very widely known, and was certainly an education for me, was to discover that now statistically many immigrants to this country arrive in suburbs. We're so conditioned to think that new immigrants to the United States arrive in cities, get wealthy, and move out. That is a pattern that is at least 30 years out of date and does not explain what's going on.
This project is intended to kind of summarize by, in a way, invoking the idea of the American dream, and to explore it and unfold it and unravel it, and perhaps rewrite the story.
It's about giving us the images of things that might actually allow us to free our imagination to imagine different ways of living, different ways for the edges of cities to look like in the future, different ways of moving around, different relationships between living and working.
Foreclosed really kind of is coming at a great time to rethink the city, not just be nostalgic for what it was, but to imagine possibilities for what it can be.